Some people cry when they're angry, not because they're sad, but because their body doesn't know what else to do with that much emotion. You're trying to explain yourself, but the more frustrated you get, the harder it becomes to speak. Your chest tightens, your throat starts closing, your eyes burn, and suddenly you start crying. Not because you feel weak, not because the argument hurt your feelings. You're angry, you're overwhelmed, you're trying to hold everything together, and your body gives up first. And if this has happened to you before, you probably know the shame that comes after. The moment someone looks at you differently. Like the tears somehow made your point less valid. Like the second you cry, people stop hearing what you're saying. So after a while, you start trying to hide it. You look away. You go quiet. You apologize for crying, even when you were the one hurting. But this usually isn't about sadness. It's about emotional overload. Anger already puts your nervous system under pressure. Your heart speeds up. Your breathing changes. Your body shifts into survival mode. And for some people, that pressure builds too fast, especially people who hold emotions in all day, people who stay calm for too long, people who avoid conflict until they can't anymore. So when the emotion finally reaches the surface, it doesn't come out as yelling, it comes out as tears. Psychologists notice something interesting about emotional crying. The brain does not always separate emotions clearly. Frustration, stress, fear, humiliation, anger can all activate the same emotional system at once, which means your body can start crying, even when sadness is not the main emotion at all. Sometimes, crying is simply what happens when the nervous system becomes overwhelmed. And this is the part most people misunderstand. Crying during conflict does not always mean someone is emotionally fragile. Sometimes, it means they were trying very hard to stay in control. Because many people who cry during arguments are not explosive people, they are controlled people. People who replay conversations in their head first. People who think carefully before reacting. People who swallow irritation for hours, sometimes days, until one small moment pushes everything over the edge, and the tears people see are usually much older than the argument itself. This is why some people leave arguments feeling embarrassed, even when they were right, because they were never ashamed of the emotion itself. They were ashamed that other people saw it. And after enough experiences like that, some people stop expressing anger completely, not because they don't feel it, but because they're afraid their emotions will become visible. So instead, they hold everything in. They stay calm, they stay patient, they act understanding, until one day, their voice shakes during a simple conversation, and they don't even understand why they suddenly started crying. Maybe this was never about being too emotional. Maybe your body simply learned that carrying everything silently felt safer than letting people see how overwhelmed you really were. So no, crying when you're angry doesn't automatically mean you're weak. Sometimes it means your nervous system reached its limit before your words did. And maybe that's why the tears feel so confusing, because deep down, you were never trying to fall apart. You were trying to hold yourself together. And if this video felt a little too familiar, you're probably not the only one. Sometimes people who cry the easiest are the ones trying the hardest to stay in control.